what's happening, everybody? It's Ike from Flipside Music. Welcome to F.A.Q. number
13.
13.
Season 3.
Season 2.
3.
3?
3.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, season 3.
COVID brain. I don't know. And I'm here
Dylan.
with Bob here.
Yep.
And
Bob Dylan and Ike Turner.
Bob Dylan, Mike Turner. Watch out. I'm not violent. It's all good. I swear.
Got the baritone voice, but not the rolling down.
Rolling on the river.
I love when he does the rolling down.
That part.
Down. Yeah.
Down.
Rolling down.
Down.
Watch Proud Mary by Ike and Tina Turner.
Yeah, old school 70s where he's got that jumpsuit with the boots and everything.
Oh, with the long collar one, and then Tina with like the dancers. Yeah, that was a good one.
No, it's so good. You guys got, and then they just go off.
Yeah, I love when they speed it up and they double time it. Yeah, it's great.
It's so good, and you're like, Beyonce, who? Come on, man. Tina Turner wrote all that shit.
Oh, yeah, well, a lot of those moves. Yeah.
And didn't make 30 seconds without me swearing, and we're already off the rails before we even got started.
Well, that's the right way to do it.
Yeah, so if you guys are new here and you've made it this far, it's a weekly question and answer show where you ask us a question, we give you an answer, and we're probably going to go off the rails on something unrelated or somewhat related to whatever.
Right.
So, anyway, that's it. So let's jump into it. Are we really on season 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, season 3.
I don't know. I kept thinking about season 2. All right, so question number 1 goes to shut up. Shut up. Okay, from Cullen James. Answering the favorite music documentary made me think of this. What's your favorite movie soundtrack? Okay, so last week we were asked.
Favorite music documentary or music or artist related documentary.
And then so Cullen's basically asking, what's our favorite movie soundtrack?
That's a good one.
That's a tough one, and we should have probably read these questions prior because there's a lot of good ones out there. Yeah. I know what mine's going to be, sort of, but I don't know which chicken or egg came first.
Well, it's weird, because I do love a lot of the old spaghetti western soundtracks, just because I love that sound, because even
that reverby.
Yeah, well, and there's a cool band called Spindrift that did a whole album of just spaghetti western music. It's great. Yeah, with the heavy drenched spring reverb. Yeah,
it is.
Well, and the heavy trem, the brown, and then but anyway, I love that stuff. I guess modern stuff. I mean, I really liked Lord of the Rings, so that was a big one. As a kid, that was the big soundtrack, at least for a while, in terms of the symphonic stuff. But that's tough too.
Pink Floyd, The Wall. But I don't know. I don't remember if The Wall came out first and then the movie, or the movie and then The Wall. And I think it was the movie first, or all together at the same time.
No, that's a good.
I would have to go with that because that's probably one of my all-time favorites. But there's a lot of good.
Well, what about just a movie?
Heavy Metal is another one.
Yeah, but
the cartoon from back in the day.
Well, yeah,
that was a good
just
one.
A lot of different. That's a good point, because even what was Almost Famous? That was another good one.
That was a great
soundtrack for that.
Even the single soundtrack from the 90s.
Oh, that was a great one
with all the grunge stuff with the
because there's a couple Soundgarden,
Mudhoney.
Yeah,
it had
Soundgarden,
Pearl Jam. Who else was? Mother Love Bone is on that one. I think. Flaming Lips, Screaming Trees.
Yeah, no, that was a great. Well, and there's a few tracks on that one that weren't released widely on anything else. So I think, of Love and Trust or whatever from
that's
Pearl Jam.
That's
one of their better songs.
Great tune, killer groove to it. So those are all a bunch of good ones. So those are I'd say have on the top.
There are so many too. Yeah, that's a tough one.
No, that's why I was like, man, we should have read that question first.
Yeah,
clearly we do a lot of show prep. before we get rolling with this stuff.
Well, in terms of composers too these days for soundtracks, I guess Hans Zimmer would probably be my favorite overarching one, because I feel like he always has a very similar sound, but it's a good sound.
Well, those guys that do this stuff next door.
Oh yeah.
What's his name from South Africa?
Yeah.
What's that dude's name again? Scott?
I think
Josh?
So. Well, no, it's just Josh Scott now. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, well, that's why it sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Whew, all right.
I can't remember right off.
Me neither. But he's a cool dude and a killer guitar player.
Yes.
So. All right. Next question.
All right. From Shred Ain't Dead, favorite Joyo Bant amp. So the Bant amps,
It's these little guys right here,
these wee fellas.
which sound really good. And if you do get one, pro tip is ditch that shitty
It's just like a Ruby tube
preamp in
that they
there,
put in there, yeah.
and put a good preamp tube in there, and it'll wake up those little amps.
Yeah, it helps quite a bit. It also cuts down usually on any like weird excess noise because those like Ruby tubes that they throw in there are not the greatest. So even just for the noise factor alone, it's worth switching to a better brand.
Yeah, great little amp.
But yeah, those are great.
So,
Favorite model then? Yeah,
I don't know because there's a few that I like. I like the Zombie for the Mesa Boogie sound, and it's really good. I really like the Blue Jay because it does have that Fendery kind of thing going on. And I also like the Jackman too.
Yeah, oddly,
it's a 2-channel Fender or 2-channel Marshall bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say oddly enough, I actually really like the Vivo.
The 5150.
Because I sort of the other sound. I mean, I guess I don't have the Fender sound, but the Boogies sort of do the Fender clean thing. Mm-hmm. So I think for me, my favorite.
We're looking there because they're right there on a shelf. So.
But yeah, I think the Vivo is probably my favorite, which is the like the EVH 5150.
Yeah, that's a good sounding amp too.
Yeah, and honestly, that one like through the right speaker, that thing can really. I mean, it's pretty damn convincing. It gets pretty close for only having three controls. It gets pretty damn close to the big one.
What's also cool with those too, if you don't know that much about them, is that they do have an effects loop in them too, which is really cool. Because we took one of the Blue Jays and we put, we
did it with a couple, like, because for the longest time I would sell like any of the gainy ones with like the 6-band EQ.
Yeah,
and that was forever.
That's what we
yeah,
did. We did it. Oh no, that was the PV.
There was that. Yeah, the Piranha. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a real.
But yeah, even like
that was a real fish.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Honestly, it was weird because it didn't sound that great, but when we put the EQ in there, it sounded great. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like the Joyos also benefit if you can throw like a 6-band or 10-band EQ in the effects loop, you'll get way more out of them. So
yeah, and the thing is, you can always put your reverb and your delay in there,
right?
And then if you want to put anything, depending on which model you have, you put your drive in front of it. But with the Blue Jay, what's kind of cool is like if you put an overdrive in front of it, you get that nice drivey push. Right. But then you can just click it back out, and you get the nice Fendery cleans, and it's pretty good. Yeah. But if you had the Zombie, which is more like the Mesa Boogie, you kind of wouldn't need it because you have
all the gain on tap,
pretty much.
Right.
So I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, I mean, I think Greg grabbed Shred Ain't Dead is Greg Block.
Yeah,
should point that one out.
If you see some of our videos, demo videos, that's Greg.
Yeah,
he helps us out. You'll see,
and he'll be teaching for us soon. Now that the vaccine's getting a little more prevalent, people are willing to start doing in-person lessons again. So
yeah, we're slowly starting to bring lessons back in.
So yeah, when we get there, Greg will be our first instructor back.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Greg grabbed the Jackman, like the 2, right?
Yeah, I think he did too.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I think that was the one he grabbed most recently.
It's a killer little amp.
Or no, he grabbed the Engel based one, the Firebrand.
Oh, okay, that's a good one too. I totally forgot.
Yeah,
No, that's a Friedman.
Is it Friedman? Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Okay. Yeah.
Firebrand, Friedman.
Yeah. So that's not as clever as the other names. The other names are far more clever.
Yeah.
Because like the Vivo one, like I love that one because most people are like, "What?"
They don't get it.
That? Yeah.
Well, I remember looking at it going, "Vivo, I don't understand." Yeah. And then I really looked at it. I go, "Oh, 5150. I'm smart.
Yeah,
I'm a figurer."
Well, yeah, but that was like that. Then one Zombie, just like highlighting the M&B Mesa Boogie, like those all made more sense.
They do it with all of them. Yeah. So that like the Atomic is an AC.
Friedman BE Friedman Friedman BE. I bet you FB. There you go.
There you go.
Got it.
Ding. We're solvers here, just like we did with Fritz.
Yeah, creating and solving
just
problems.
Just like we figured out Fritz.
Right.
About a month ago or so.
Detective Davenport and Credenza on the case.
Yeah. Davenport, Credenza in my office. Oh shit.
we need to do that with MJ and like do the classic like detective with the trench coats and the hats and all this shit.
I'm telling you, it'd be great.
Yeah.
He could have one of the old hats that says press.
Right. Yeah, that'll be it.
Man, give me a story. What's the skinny?
Give me the scoop.
Yeah, give me the scoop. What's the skinny here? People are like, I'm done with these two guys already. This is just off the rails from the jump. We had a little too much coffee.
Yeah.
This morning.
Well, it was weird why I didn't sleep very much, so I'm in that like that weird in between period where you're kind of loopy, but not like you're still functional.
And I've had too much coffee, and I had a wheat pastry.
Wheat pastry, yeah.
I had a wheat pastry from the Dunkin' Donuts. It was very nice.
That was actually really good. Thanks. Yeah. You got the.
You're welcome, you grateful bastard. With your wee pastry. All right. Do we have any other questions?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I've got one more on this page. Do you have one more?
I
on
only
that?
got one page.
Oh, well, is there? I think there was one more on yours though, right?
I don't know. I already gave up on it. I was like, I've already given up. Oh. Is there a? Wait a minute. Hold on. Who's this? I can't even read it.
Oh, thanks.
You circled around it. Well, you circled around the thing. Yeah. See.
Javon 231.
Sure.
That's what it looks like. It says Javon.
All right. Javon says, is there a song you don't enjoy until you learn the backstory? Also, Eat the Question is my favorite music documentary. Oh, the 2020 Zappa documentary is also really good. Okay. The Zappa one I got in my queue. I just haven't watched it yet. Eat the Question. I'm going to have to check that one out.
Yeah.
Is there a song you didn't enjoy until you learned the backstory?
Well, honestly, I feel like Neil Young as on a whole, like whether it was Buffalo Springfield all the way into like Crosby, Stills and Nash and Young, like for me, like a lot of those songs, like I had heard them several times, but they never really clicked for me until I got old enough to really understand like Ohio and Southern Man,
what it was all about.
Yeah, because like those songs, like I still feel like Southern Man is like it's a deep song. Like it's just a lot of those songs. Like if even Old Man, like that's another one that's like didn't really click until I was a little bit older to really understand
what it was about.
Yeah, and then especially when you watch some of the documentaries about like that period and like the California scene, it's like it did definitely, it was interesting, and like I didn't realize how odd everybody like in Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, all of them were all kind of oddballs trying to do their own thing, but like collectively when they got together, it was great. So that was probably one of the ones that took a long time for me to get into until until I was old enough to not only like find out the backstory but understand it too.
Yeah, that's pretty deep. I'd say mine was Cherry Pie by Warrant. So once I found out what that was about, I was like, this is a great song. Yeah. Sorry, I just go for the cheap joke.
Well, it's so funny because
I'm going low hanging fruit, bro.
Well, that one's funny too because it's like it is the all time like 80. That is the 80s song.
That is the pinnacle of the that is the pinnacle of the 80s, pretty much. Yeah. Like what it just all came, and that's why like soon after that it was like Pearl Jam showed up and everybody's like, "Wow, that's Jeremy." You're like, "What?"
Right? Yeah.
Wait a minute. Last week I heard Cherry Pie by Warrant, and now I'm listening to. Yeah. Eddie Vedder talk about a kid in school, and you're like, what? Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah. So, everything got a lot more real, a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, no, that's, well, it's just funny because, like, I feel like in any movie that has anything to do with the 80s, like, as soon as they want to make you, like, here, feel the 80s, they just kick that song on. Like, that's just the one, like, the go-to one.
That or anything by Poison.
Yeah.
Ugh. Tragic shit.
Yeah.
I had a buddy of mine that wanted to play Poison all the time. Like because when we were younger, we didn't have anywhere to go. So we would just kind of sit in the car, and this was also in the 80s, so we'd sit in the car and drink beer and
listen to some
smoky things that might happen, and we would just listen to music. We'd sit there for hours, and we just sitting in the car. Mm-hmm. And I had a van too, so that was kind of cool because we used to just park on like a city street, and we would just be in the van.
Oh, nobody could tell you.
Nobody could tell we were in there. We just sit in the back in beanbag chairs and lawn chairs and just drink beer and hang out. Yeah. Well, we were in our neighborhood too, so we were only like a mile away from our houses.
Yeah, still pretty safe.
There was a bunch of us that all kind of lived within a mile of. If we had to, we could just walk home, kind of deal.
Right.
But yeah, he had that damn tape all the time playing that shit, and I'm like, dude, come on, man, with this, please.
It's terrible. I think the world's had enough of
that. And he used to play. To Be With You by Mr. Big, like all the time. Okay. All the time. I'm like, damn, enough of this song, man. Can't we burn some shit? Yeah. Can we put on something that's a little,
something else?
Yeah. The Trooper. Let's put on something else, but it is what it is. Sorry. We're off the rails again. This is going to be the most off the rail
Yeah, well, we were
FAQ in a
overdue for a
while.
long one. The other ones we've been cutting short.
All right. Well, the phone's ringing. Sounds like we got stuff going up in front. Do we have any more questions? Or are we good?
No, we still have a few.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say actually, what time is it too? Just to make sure, because I haven't heard the bell ring or the door ring. Anyway, so Ben, I guess we could wrap up with Ben's.
Okay.
Jake's question I'll just throw into next because it was similar to one we just had.
Because he's here, he could just ask
Yeah.
us.
So Ben Coombs, our preferred Canadian YouTuber,
And
enemy of UPS,
right, and recent
destroyer of UPS,
and recent unsupporter of UPS.
Right. Let's see. So let me get through part of his. Okay. Question for next week: is there any value in spending the extra money on guitar strings made of more exotic materials like cobalt or titanium?
No. Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, it really depends. I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess if you had steel frets.
Yeah,
like,
my biggest issue is that you're going to probably some of that stuff is just going
to cost you way more down the line.
Yeah, it's going to cost you more down the line because you got basically this soft nickel kind of alloy as your frets, and you're just going to put some. That's why stainless steel strings. It's like you're going to just rip through them things, especially if you're somebody that bends a lot.
Right. Well,
like me, I would rip through those. It's already bad enough with what I do.
Right.
But you'd rip through them if you're bending a lot and doing a lot of that stuff.
Well, that's the thing is I don't think a lot of people. I think they try those strings thinking, whatever the benefits of getting more volume because there's more steel in the string. I think that's what draws people to them. But ultimately, if you don't have stainless steel frets, it's not a good idea.
Longer term, you're gonna chew through your neck, or just if it's the volume thing, just crank up your crank up your.
Well, that's always been my point.
Crank up your pickup just a half a turn or so, and
that or just turn the gain just a little bit more and the treble just a little bit more, and you're pretty much there.
Yeah, most stuff can be modified with your amp.
Your
like,
EQ.
Oh wow, I get so much more out of this. I'm like, yeah, I could have just went like that with the treble and one notch, and I got the same effect. Right.
I mean, I know people pick it for the feel, but at the same time, like the whole thing with those is like if your fret material is softer than your string material, the strings are going to win.
Right.
And that's just how it is. So, I mean, I think a lot of people, because I find it hard enough to maintain that stuff because all the steel core stuff that we already use, like at least on my guitars, on the G string or right up and down, the whole neck where the G string is where it's the most worn out. Mm-hmm. But again, that's like the biggest just steel core, on the guitar. So it makes more sense that it's going to wear through quicker. But it's like if you just add that to all your strings, then you're just going to rip through the whole thing. So,
yeah. Unless if you do a refret and if you like this,
yes, yeah.
I've been using the cryo wire on the last couple refrets I've had, and I like them. They seem to be holding up pretty well.
Yeah, I think that was what Matt put on the Explorer, so I'm curious to see how that ends up turning out.
Yeah, I got those on the Greco.
Oh, okay.
And on
I didn't know
Ruby.
Oh,
because when I redid Ruby,
I didn't know you had that with
Ruby.
Greco.
I wore
That's cool.
God, damn frets.
Well, yeah, those were non. I was surprised that thing was playing.
I have no idea how that thing didn't buzz like hell. It was the frets were so flat.
Well, because they were like vintage-esque frets to begin with, but then you'd worn them down to where there was basically no fret. It's
the only guitar I played for years.
Yeah,
I wore the hell out of that thing. But all right, so you guys are probably done with us.
Yeah, no, it's been a good long episode. This one's been a good one,
and we got some.
Yeah, we should get up there.
Noodling going on in the front.
Jake and Nico are up there alone, so we should get up there.
Yep. All right, so we appreciate you guys hanging out. Hit the subscribe button if you're still here and you want to. Hit the bell and all the other stuff. You guys,
throw some comments, all the stuff that helps.
Comments, questions, any of that stuff would be greatly appreciated.
Oh. Yeah, and we've just been trying to get back on track the last few weeks now that Ike's back in the shop, so we will get a video out.
Strong.
Yeah, we'll get a video out soon for the giveaway, just so you guys are aware of kind of where we're at. Like I said, Ike's just kind of getting back. So.
Yeah, I got to talk to Metalhead Hippie and find out what's going on.
Right.
Because I don't know if we're going to do it just Metalhead Hippies folks.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of what I wanted to do. Like, he helped us out, so that giveaway is for, like, his channel.
Right, that's kind of what I thought. So.
But I was thinking about doing some cool stuff for our channel, too. So we got some cool marketing things happening. Once I kind of get really dive back in, I feel like I kind of lost almost a month.
Well, you did. I mean,
You know,
like even
so-
when you were back, you're still not feeling good. So it's like effectively it was at least a month. So.
Yeah. Now I'm feeling strong.
Yeah.
Crazy again.
Strong like bull.
I'm strong and crazy. All right, that's it. Right?
Yep.
All right, we'll catch you guys on the flip side.